Like that's the point of the movie rather than the storytelling. It's evident to audiences we're not dumb. Despite what a lot of people may think of the Phantom Menace, we are not dumb. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Final Death Star here. And today I'm talking about Terminator. I haven't done a video on it yet because there have been so many, I feel like, that have already covered this topic very, very thoroughly and well. But I did find an article that sort of speaks more to the film industry and diversity right now in the film industry than just a Terminator review, so I thought I'd cover it. It's kind of a little long, so I'm going to get into it right away here. Dark Fate applied Force Awakens formula to Terminator, and its failures show the cruel limits of on-screen diversity as a financial boost. There's some things in this article I feel like they get right, and then there's some things I feel like they don't understand or get wrong or kind of give the same old narrative. So, I'll go through this. I'll break it down as I go through it. Two of the big movies dropping on DVD, Blu-ray, and priced to rent VOD today are Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema's The Kitchen and Universal's Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. The former, in a nutshell, everything we claim we want as a result of a push for on-screen diversity. Who's everyone that's claiming they want this push of on-screen diversity for diversity's sake, right? It's not just diversity, it's forced diversity for the sake of diversity. And audiences can clearly tell the difference when it's organic and when it's just pushed and forced on you and it doesn't feel like it's natural. Like that's the point of the movie rather than the storytelling. It's evident to audiences we're not dumb. Despite what a lot of people may think of the Phantom Menace, we are not dumb. It's a mid-budget, R-rated, $38 million, adult-skewing mob drama starring Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, and Elizabeth Moss from a major studio and courtesy of a first-time female director, Andrea Berloff. Yet, partially thanks to mixed negative reviews, and frankly, I thought it was a fine piece of B-movie, 3-star Hollywood movie making, the film earned just $16 million worldwide. I'm not really sure if he's kind of jokingly insulting it there by saying a fine piece of B-movie 3-star, or kind of giving it a little bit of credit. I'm not sure how to take that statement there. Meanwhile, David Leitch's, I don't know if I said that right, Leitch's, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hobbs and Shaw starred Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham, Vanessa Kirby, and Idris Elba in a blustery and over-the-top actioneer that grossed $758 million worldwide. This year's biggest non-Disney comic book flick of the year. The extreme success of the actioneer and the extreme failures of the crime flick highlights the grim point one that plays into sadly predictable box office failure for Terminator Dark Fate. Audiences may claim to want on-screen and off-screen diversity or inclusivity, or perhaps the online conversation disproportionately speaks to the general populace. Well, here's what I think about that. You're taking a genre that already has a very established base, right? I'm not talking about Terminator, I'm talking about Fast and Furious. It has a very strong established base, and it's recent, and they've all been very successful, and may I add, they've had a very diverse cast. So you're taking something and making a spin-off, it's obviously going to do well. It has a great fan base already, And I don't know this other movie. I haven't seen it, The Kitchen. What's it called here? The Kitchen. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's any good. Apparently, according to the author's own, review, it's a B movie, so it's not that great anyway. So maybe it has more to do with storytelling than like the diversity. Plus, we've said this forever now that the crowd that's like forcing and pandering the forced diversity and the inclusivity, they don't really care about it. They're not into these movies. They don't want to spend money on them. They just want to have a platform to speak and to, protest things and push their agendas, but they don't really want to pay for the movies. They don't care that much. And I think that's now clearly being shown by box office results and scores and DVD sales and Blu-ray sales and VOD sales. And it's now being finally realized by like Forbes.com is realizing this. They still don't have the correct spin on it or they're putting a spin on it, but at least they're acknowledging it, I guess. But simply put, while on-screen diversity and off-screen inclusivity can be a potent added value element in a film audiences already want to see, it will not persuade moviegoers to show up in the theaters for a film in which they otherwise have little interest. Yeah, people aren't going to go to any movie that they have no interest for, regardless of who's in it, what the genre, sex, race. It's not going to matter if the movie's not that interesting, and if it's not getting good reviews, they're not going to go see it. Now, I will say that having someone of a specific race in the movie might help to gain an audience with that race. That might help, but it's still not going to matter if the story's not good and the character's not well developed. They're not going to go see it either. It comes down to the quality of the movie and the quality of the writing and the acting. That's what draws people into movies. I don't know why they can't get this. Even the online folks who proclaim to want this stuff only mean that they want progressive casting in the movies they already are going to see. They want diversity in Star Wars movies, comic book superheroes movies, and branded megabucks action spectaculars because those are the movies they already want to see. Again, I don't know. This is why there's such a division in Star Wars right now, because we're not calling for more diversity. We don't care. We want good stories and good characters. We could care less what the gender, the race. It doesn't matter as long as they're good, as long as it's written well. That's what we're calling for. You guys at Forbes and other major media outlets have to realize it's not about diversity and inclusivity. It's not what's either getting us or stopping us from going to the movies. It's the quality of these stories and the honoring of the lore that has come before. In the case of comic books and Star Wars and Star Trek, you have to honor what's been already established. And when you don't do that, it shows, and it's gonna affect who goes to see this movie or who doesn't go to see this movie. It's not about diversity. The folks championing Captain Marvel ignore Alita Battle Angel. The folks flocking psyched to see Naomi Harris in No Time to Die or possibly as a baddie in Venom 2 have no interest in the very good and of the moment political Black and Blue. The folks waiting for bated breath for Birds of Prey might have enjoyed The Kitchen or Widows. Well, look, you're trying to attract an audience those are such vastly different movies. You're never going to pull the amount of people into a small movie like The Kitchen or Widows from like a Marvel crowd or a DC crowd. You might get some of them, but like a lot of them just want entertainment and they want it to be well written. The whole Captain Marvel thing and Alita Battle Angel. Alita Battle Angel is really well done, and it focuses. The main character is a female robot, but female, and it's freaking awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, check out Alita Battle Angel. I was really surprised. I watched it not really knowing what to expect. It was an original movie, which I'm so happy that Hollywood gave a good story, and it's a female character, and it's really well done. So there's for hating diversity and all that crap. There you go. There's a great glowing review for a female lead in an action movie. Allow me a historical digression, but Hollywood should have been giving us flicks like Black and Blue 15 years ago, back when audiences would still show up for adults skewing original or new to use star vehicles. They should have noted the lessons from Jennifer Lopez's Anaconda and Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker's blockbuster Rush Hour. Wow, man, that's a great example. There, Rush Hour was a huge hit, and that's a completely diverse cast. So it's been done before. It's not like Hollywood has no history of this. Ditto the breakout success of LGBTQIA friendly mainstream entertainment like The Birdcage and In and Out. But the early 2000s success of Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, Spider-Man, Shrek, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black, blah 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 blah, is basically saying after that Hollywood just threw out any kind of progressive storytelling in favor of going for the big major mega budget blockbuster hits. It's interesting though. I just wonder, a movie like Birdcage and In and Out. Wow, they were both really good movies. I enjoyed them both a lot, and they had LGBTQIA characters that they were focused on, and I thought they were really well done. They're funny, they're well acted. I wonder though if those movies would get made today, because I feel like, for as progressive as you want to say it is, it does kind of stereotype those characters. Hank Azaria is freaking hilarious in Birdcage, but I wonder if his character would be able to make it to the big screen now without getting judged as being too stereotypical. Just an interesting thought. I'd like to know what you guys think of that in the comments. Do you think these movies would get made today, like the Birdcage, In and Out? Because they kind of do stereotype to a degree, but they're really well done. They're I don't know. I think they're great movies. By the time Hollywood realized its error in its ways, they had spent nearly 15 years trying to find the next Tom Cruise instead of the next Will Smith. So it kind of goes on. It mentions, I saw, Planet of the Apes here. Mentions X-Men. You guys can check the rest of the article out. It mentions some other examples of things. Some things I agree with, some I don't. It basically wraps up with Terminator Dark Fate and explains that, if this movie had a better following, that it would have done better in the box office. And I don't know. Other than T1 and T2, the Terminator movies haven't really done that well. There's been a lot of criticism on the T3 and then Salvation and Genesis. So you're not really going after an audience that's been behind this franchise for decades. I mean, yeah, T1 and 2 are iconic, classic, and have a strong fan base, but you've had a lot of bad movies in between there. So, and then when you hear that James Cameron's coming back, immediately you think, okay, I've got hope now that they're going to get this thing back on track. And then, without giving a spoiler away, in the first 5 minutes, they pretty much undo the whole purpose of the first two movies. So how do you think that's going to play to an audience that's already sensitive towards this kind of forced diversity? You're going after this crowd and trying to win them back, yet the first few minutes of the movie, you undo what was great about the first two movies. So I don't know how they thought that was going to play. Clearly it's not playing that well, and I think they should have known that going in. If they'd known the culture right now, if they'd known the audience, if they'd known what's going on with Star Wars and the whole entertainment industry in general, I think they would have been on to this. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below. I appreciate you watching the video. Give it a thumbs up and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I appreciate those who have subscribed. Really appreciate it. I really want to try to grow this channel and hit that 1,000 subscriber mark by as early as I can. By the end of the year would be fantastic. So sharing the videos really does help with that. All right, guys, till next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.